It's the Andy and Dave Daily right here on the Muskegon channel. I am Andy O'Reilly. Dave Cackley is over across from me. And did I forget someone's birthday yesterday?
You forgot it 2 days ago, but it's okay.
Was it
Everybody
2 days
else
ago?
did too. Yeah.
Well, with the name change and everything, it kind of
Yeah,
slipped me.
exactly.
You change your name to Mahmoud Al-Riyati
Yeah.
or whatever it is. I just lost track, and that was the craziest thing. So tell me about your birthday.
It was fun. It was relaxing. Hung out with Max after I picked him up from school. We went swimming. Went to Steak and Shake. It was delish.
Yeah.
And very relaxing. Very relaxing Tuesday.
Very fun birthday.
So thanks for acknowledging it now.
And how many fingers did you turn?
46. 46. Closer to 50 than 40.
46.
Doesn't bother me at all.
Oh man, I didn't turn. Hey, look! I forgot to.
What?
I forgot to turn on my moon.
Oh, it's the moon. Yay!
Gotta have the moon on.
Of course you do.
Makes me feel good.
So yeah, it's nice. We're doing a big kind of like family celebration this weekend. My mom does this.
Yeah.
Because we've got so many. I think there are 3 other family members. Sister. I got my sister's turned 41 like April 11th.
Yep.
And then I've got a nephew who turns 37 April 29th. And then we combine like April and May birthdays. I got like brothers and sister-in-laws that were born and grandnephews that were born in May. So we just kind of combine it and do a big family thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm boring you. I'm boring you talking about how we handle family birthdays. I thought, we would.
What? No.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you get me for a birthday treat?
What did I get you for my birthday? What did I bring in for the class?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking? Yeah, I didn't bring in anything. I didn't
know
if you had a peanut allergy. I didn't know if you had a peanut allergy. So, you got to be careful. You don't need anybody going into anaphylactic shock or something.
46.
So.
Wow.
46. Yes.
Well, happy late birthday.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So. Yeah, I don't feel any different.
Yeah, I was thinking about this last night, and when we do this, it's really my excuse to feel like I'm 22.
Yeah, I don't feel any different really from a maturity standpoint. As stupid as that sounds,
I know.
But although you know what the difference is, and I think, and this is something 20-somethings don't get, is they don't realize they're dumb. I realized when I was in my 20s that I was an idiot, and in my 40s, I realized I'm just a slightly more intelligent idiot.
Right.
But and I think that's the issue I think most people have, especially those of our generation, the Generation X that we have with millennials, is they don't realize how stupid they are. And, they think, their point of view matters or means anything, and it really doesn't because they haven't really experienced life yet.
Right.
So, yeah, I think that's what we're dealing with, I think, as a society. I think that's a societal issue, and they'll grow out of it. I got faith in the millennials. They're, they'll grow up eventually. I'll grow up eventually.
Nah.
Maybe
You're
not.
Peter Pan, dude. You got this covered.
Could be.
All right, birthday boy, lay some news on me, man.
All right, let's get into it. According to reports, North Korea's main nuclear test site collapsed back in September. There may have been radiation leaks, making that area unsafe for further testing. Now, Kim Jong-un announced last week that his country was ceasing its nuclear testing program. Everybody got excited about that. Oh, he's coming around. Yeah, no, he just doesn't want to die of radiation poisoning by doing further testing. So it'll be interesting when if and when he finally has that meeting with Trump. I mean, talk about having zero negotiating power.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you bringing to the table if you're North Korea? It's like, you got nothing.
Yeah.
You got nothing. Good Lord. Hey, speaking of Trump, President Trump's attorney, Michael Cohen, filed court papers on Wednesday indicating he would assert his Fifth Amendment rights regarding his involvement in hush money payments to porn star Stormy Daniels. Cohen cited FBI raids of his office and hotel room in his filing. Daniels is seeking to void an agreement in which Cohen paid her $130,000 to remain silent about an alleged affair with Trump back in 2006. Of course, this was during the 2016 campaign that the hush money was paid. Look, we all know. I mean, Trump hooked Trump had an affair with her. I think most people believe that. She wants to be able to talk about it. And I've said this before. I mean, that's just speaking of bad negotiations. Okay, you have an affair with Trump, and only $130,000 that you accepted that. You're like, oh yeah, I'll take 100. That's a million. That's a multi-million-dollar secret, especially during a presidential campaign. I mean, you should have accepted the money. Bottom line, that was
honestly,
dumb.
This whole thing, and this involves the president and everybody that's around him, and it involves the other side of the aisle as well. But anytime I see anything on the news anymore, especially the national news, it's like watching a movie,
right?
It's exactly. Like watching that part of the movie where they show you the cameo shots of all the bad guys.
Oh,
it's like, these are all the villains that you're going to have to watch for the next 2.5 hours in this movie. And you just look at him and you just think, how did you get to where you are? How could you be this big of a scum and get and make it in this world? You know what I mean? You look at all these people, and they just all feed on anger and strife and greed and I'm going to pay you to shut up. No, I'm going to pay you to shut up. Now I'm going to plead the fifth because I'm going to incriminate myself. And blah, blah, blah. It's like, why is your life this complicated? Why have you all gotten to this point where everything is lawyers and hush money? And how did this get away from you? I just don't understand. I look at, and I'm not pointing a finger at either side of the either aisle or anything like that. I literally, when you see something on the nightly news or get caught watching the news channel in a restaurant or something like that, you just look at all of this level of politicians, and it's like, how did your life become this twisted? Why did you let this get to this? Couldn't you just be honest and open and do the right thing for people? And
people don't want honesty. Nobody wants. People say they want honesty. They say they want transparency. They don't. Nobody wants it. People want to be told what they want to hear.
Oh.
That's what people want. And if you're going to be successful in that business, now Trump went the other way. He kind of was like the anti-candidate. And fortunately for him, he was going against Hillary Clinton, who was the most unlikable presidential candidate in history. Literally the only person he could beat. And he was the only person she could beat. And it was, the Stormy Daniels stuff, though, I mean, it's not shocking. It's one of those things. It's a soap opera, and it puts eyes on screen and it gets clicks. And I totally understand why CNN runs with it. I understand why MSNBC runs with it, and why Fox News. I don't get it either, but Trump.
It's just I literally look at these people, and it's just like, how did you let your life get into this big of a knot?
I don't think they. It's one of those things that just happens. Why would you
even run in the circles with people that are
like Stormy
willing
Daniels?
To go out, huh?
Like Stormy Daniels? Why would a billionaire wanna hook up with a really super hot porn star? Let's think about that for half a second.
Gross.
I'm just saying. He's a billionaire. He's used to. When you can literally have anything you want.
Isn't that the
time? I mean, it's nothing. We can't relate to it. I can't relate to it. Am I going to say I wouldn't have done it?
Are there morals and ethics that are supposed to get involved in all this kind of stuff? I mean, isn't there a threshold of decency? I don't care how much money you have. Isn't there a point where you just have to say, you know what? I'm a person and I'm a decent person, and maybe I shouldn't drop my pants in front of Stormy Daniels and ask her to spank me?
Well, I mean, you can't let Stormy Daniels off the hook here either. The idea that
that's why I said I can't look at any of these people involved in any of this stuff anymore.
Right.
And
I agree.
Without just seeing
it's
a
gross.
Cast of villains.
It's gross, but I'm trying to look at it from the point of view of a 60 or at the time a 60-year-old billionaire, and he's got this young, I mean, hot porn star.
Ugh.
You know what? There is a part of men, whether we want to admit to it or not, that we're going to pause. It's tempting. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. But there is part of every man that without question would have been tempted in that situation. No question about it. If you're saying, "Oh, there's no way I would have even thought about doing it," you're lying.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Don't put yourself in that situation. Simple enough. You know what I mean? You're Donald Trump.
I
You're married.
get that.
Your wife just had a kid,
Right.
if I'm not
Right.
mistaken.
Oh, morally
Don't-
and ethically, you and I are 100% in agreement. I'm just saying, putting myself, if you are in that position, and
I hear where
the
you're coming from,
opportunity
but
arises.
don't put yourself in that position. Don't.
I agree.
Yeah. All right.
I agree
Next
with
story.
you, but I
It-
just think it's not shocking. It shouldn't shock anybody.
it's deplorable.
Finally, school closures in Muskegon could still be a possibility. Now, last week's meeting of the Muskegon Public School Board removed the proposal that would have closed up to 4 buildings. Now, the proposals would have saved over $2 million. District still needs to cut around $1.7 million for the 2018-2019 budget. So that proposal could eventually be put back on the table. I know we were talking last week when this came out. They were talking about, cutting the pay for these people, and that's going to save you some, but you're still going to need to make more cuts. And if it ends up being consolidation, and you and I both have talked about how Muskegon is growing and businesses are starting to flourish.
Yep.
But there are still some tough economic decisions that have to be made. And consolidation with some of these schools might be the way, whether you don't want to do it, but your hand might be forced financially.
Well, there's got to be some, from the way I look at it, the way I understand it, there's got to be some of this money coming back from the government that we're supposed to be getting. I don't think we're getting what we're supposed to from the revenue sharing stuff. Could be wrong on that. I could do a little more learning myself. And overall, I just think that we need to realize that these schools need to be relooked at. I mean, this business of teaching to the test and this Common Core stuff is getting us nowhere. And the reality of it is we just need to teach kids better. We need to teach them life skills. We need to teach them things that they can actually apply and use. And
absolutely.
If schools are not effective and all that kind of stuff, get in there with real education stuff, This business of teaching them math and how you can add columns of numbers up and down and different. Who cares? What am I? 48. I have yet to have an algebra emergency in day-to-day life. At any point have I been walking through life and gone, oh my God, thank God for algebra.
Yeah. I have yet to have to solve for X. I still have. Basic geometry, that's different. And it's different, obviously, if you're talking about somebody who wants to go into engineering.
Tell me one thing in your life that you've used geometry for.
Oh, countertop business.
Oh, that's because you make countertops. How many people do that?
That's me. I'm just, in different walks. I mean, basic geometry is something that's different. Algebra, like I said, unless you're going into, engineering or some line of work that involves serious math, hey, you're probably right. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant to most people's lives. Absolutely.
So, teach kids, teach them skills, teach them what they need to know to get through life, teach them what's going to pay them.
Oh, agreed. But isn't that a separate issue though from the financial end of this, where you're just you've got a budget, you got budgetary issues, and you need to make tough choices about
that. Get people jobs that pay more than $12 an hour. Where where the money went? Went with your tax base. People don't make enough money in Muskegon anymore because everybody's making $12 an hour, and they're all sitting there scratching their asses going, well, why can't we afford to keep the schools open? Well, because people in town don't make enough money. Everybody's got this insecure job making $12 an hour, $13 an hour, whatever they're making, and they don't dare move. They don't dare up their personal income because they're afraid they're going to lose the job they got. They're food insecure. They're barely getting by. And then everybody's going, well, why can't we afford to keep the schools open? Because there's no tax base here anymore. Pay people better.
How do you bring how do you bring the tax base in?
Well,
How
you
do you
start
bring
paying people
more?
better. You give them a better job. You give them a little bit more
Well,
security. You give them the ability to get out and spend a little money on themselves and on their families.
mm,
You give them the basic essentials of getting by. Okay, that's going to make the town move a little bit better. It's going to be able to afford the guy that's making that $12 an hour a chance to go out and have a pizza, or maybe buy some hockey tickets, or go out to a show, or do any of that kind of stuff that makes an economy move in a community. Okay, give him a little bit more. He's going to have a little bit better life. You're going to get a better employee. You're not going to have the revolving door of people coming in and out. You're not going to have to continually retrain and rehire. It's just stability that people need in Muskegon. That's all they need.
I think that goes across the board in a lot of cities too, as far as that goes. And this comes back to something I touched on a long time ago, which is the universal basic income.
Well,
That might end up being a reality at some, because you're talking about giving people stability, giving people, more a bigger influx of capital. I mean, you're talking about higher paying jobs. Some of these jobs just don't exist for these lower skilled workers. They just don't. Manufacturing is done.
But here's the thing:
it's done.
Everybody's out there going, "Well, we can't find any employees. We can't find any employees. Pay them enough. I'll bet you they show up."
Are the jobs worth that? Are they worth more than 12? That's the other thing. You got to look at it from a business point of view.
But at some point you have to say, you know what, we need people. We got to pay them better.
Okay. If you need that, that goes down to if we need people. That's why I'm saying. That's why I throw out the universal basic income as a way to supplement that and to take care of people's basic needs. Now it sounds pseudo socialist, and I hate that. But it may, especially the further we get along, and with driverless cars taking away within the next decade, are going to take away all these delivery jobs, all these. It's going to seriously impact the financial well-being of a lot of people. It's one of those things that's going to have to be considered, and that goes beyond, like I said, that goes way beyond Muskegon. That could be at a national, not
I'm just speaking for Muskegon, though.
Understood.
Pay people a little bit better.
All right. Sports. Tigers split 2 with the Pirates. They won game 1, 13-10. Lost game 2, 8-3. They're down to 10-12 now on the season.
Pretty
NFL draft tonight,
mark, isn't it?
And no, they're not gonna happen.
Yeah, we'll get you
NFL draft tonight. Lions hold the 20th pick. That's sports.
Have yourself a great Thursday.